Right now, let's get into the interactive side of the show, and we'll take a look at what we're asking you this morning. And our question of the day is, okay, we're just following up from yesterday, which is pretty much so, what do you make of President Cyril Ramaphosa's response to being a sellout? So he responded to it on his reply to the State of the Nation address. So he sat listening to what political parties had to say, and then of course he had his say yesterday, and he flat out denied those allegations from Mosiuela Lekota. So if you'd like to write to us, please do at Morning Live SABC, that's our Twitter account, and hashtag Morning Live. That's where you can get hold of us. Right, let's take a look at the big stories of the day. So we can take a look and see. We really have got a couple of gremlins sitting in the system this morning. They're not playing nicely with us on a Friday. All right, I think it's trending topics. Let's look. Okay, so we'll have a look at some trending topics. SONA reply, we've spoken to this, and we saw some of the issues that were spoken about by our president, and one of them being the denial of those allegations of Mosiuela Lekota. He also spoke to Eskom, and more details are going to be unveiled next week during the budget, and that of course is happening when Tito Mboweni, our finance minister, delivers that. So we are this morning going to take a deeper look at the troubles at Eskom. We've got Ted Blom, who's a mining and energy advisor on President Ramaphosa's Eskom restructuring, and some more details announced yesterday. So stay tuned. We'll get the expert analysis on all of that and the breaking up into three entities. And as our president said, in no way is this a step towards privatization. So let's follow up on that. Mlungisi Madonsela, the funeral of the young DUT student who was shot and killed during the protests that were held, I think it was a week or so ago. And there, of course, were the EFF who were there in full force to bid him farewell, and kept on saying that they will fight for the cause that he died for. So that was the funeral that was held yesterday, and of course a lot of tweets around that one. Net florist. So I have to confess, I wasn't on Twitter too much yesterday. I find it quite therapeutic staying away from Twitter, because it makes me, I'm sure it does the same to you, sometimes very angry when I read some things. And this is one of the reasons. Now, apparently there was just a big disaster with net florists yesterday. People were ordering and paying a fortune to spoil their loved ones, and then when or if the flowers or bouquets or whatever did arrive, it was just appalling. Some of the flowers were dead and they never arrived, and yeah, that one, this is a terrible bouquet. I'm not sure I'd like that too much from a loved one. But it was just a disaster for net florists yesterday. I think they had one of their worst days ever. Not sure if the company admitted to it. Somebody did say that they did apologize profusely, but it was terrible, and a lot of people still haven't even got those deliveries. And you know what it's like on Valentine's Day. Suddenly the prices go through the ceiling. So you're paying like 900 Rand for a bouquet that comes dead. That leaves a bit of a bitter taste in your mouth. So net florists not having a good day yesterday, which is probably one of their biggest days of the year. So not sure what happened. We'll wait to hear from the company. So that was the big trend there for net florists. And then Kenny G. Okay, so many of us remember Kenny G. Do you remember him? We used to grow up to his music, and he played all these romantic songs and whatnot. Well, guess what? So Kenny G was hired by Kanye West to serenade Kim Kardashian. Now, I woke up this morning and saw that she walked into a room full of roses, not ordered from net florists, clearly. They were alive and well and looked great. It was a room just full of roses in glass vases. And there on the other side, I wish we had the photograph. We don't have the photograph. We've got to see the photograph to believe it. Was none other than Kenny G. Can you imagine waking up to Kenny G in your living room? I don't know. I don't know if I'd like it, but okay. So well done, Kanye West, for serenading your loved one in your life. So yeah, if your net florist delivery didn't arrive and Kenny G arrived, then we got a problem. It is now 16 minutes past 6. I think the stories of the day are ready. Let's have a look at them. The big ones to look out for today. So, our big stars, never mind Kenny G, the Soweto Gospel Choir are arriving back in South Africa. Our Grammy Award winners, we're very, very proud of them. They're absolutely amazing. They're arriving at OR Tambo at around about 5 minutes before 11. So, if you work around the area, or if you can get down there, if maybe you've got a flight at that time, please go and welcome them. They are such superstars and we love them. We'll have our cameras there as well. So that's a big story on the diary. Judgment in the murder trial of slain journalist and fixer God Knows Nare was gunned down in Florida, west of Johannesburg. This happened in 2017 on April the 17th. 3 Johannesburg Metro cops arrested for the murder of journalist God Knows Nare. It is alleged that Nare was inside his Ford Fiesta outside a block of flats in Florida when he was gunned down. A Maskandi music legend, Kemisi Mnyandu, is expected to appear at the Durban Magistrates Court. He might be officially charged for murder since the band member he allegedly shot in December died while Puze Kemisi was out on bail. All right, that ends our section of stories of the day and trending topics and everything you need to know before you go, but the traffic still has to come. So we've got Rob Byrne on the line.